All right, we're gonna make another video. No, until we get interrupted again. So we were talking about this video of Rabbi Shapiro with Jerusalem, and the question is Jerusalem the capital of the Jewish people, and so forth. And again, he's not saying he has a problem with the modern state of Israel claiming Jerusalem as its capital. That's a political issue, even though he opposes the idea of a Jewish state in modern days. He's not saying that, if the state exists as is, they want to make Jerusalem their capital, they want to make Tel Aviv their capital, whatever they want, they want to make Hadera their capital. That's their prerogative. It's their own country. You can't go and of course, so it's not an issue that Donald Trump did something wrong by recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, because Israel claims Jerusalem as its capital. It's like, some other country, if France decided New York City is the capital of America, that would be ridiculous, But let's put that aside. I want to talk more about, so we discussed in the previous two videos some other issues about Jerusalem and the meaning of the Jewish people and peoplehood of the Jews. Because essentially the ultra-Orthodox will recognize someone as being part of the Klal Yisrael if they're Achim Ladeya, if they're our brothers in ideology. It has nothing to do with blood. And it's a question of what do we believe and what do we practice and what's our religion. It's not an issue of some racist ideology of blood. And like I said, like these other religions, Christianity and Islam transcend race, so too essentially, according to the ultra-Orthodox, for lack of a better term, ideology, Judaism is a religion that transcends race and anyone can convert to, and also you're not automatically part of the Jewish people just by being born. You are a Jew in the sense that you're obligated to essentially become part of the Jewish people, but it doesn't mean that you have a right to speak on behalf of Jews just because you're born Jewish. If you have some other ideology, and the thing is most Jews would agree to that to some point. I mean, certainly they'll say, if you disagree with it, meaning even Jews who are Zionists and so forth, there's a certain point, usually Zionism is the issue, meaning they'll accept an atheist who's a Zionist over a very pious Jew who isn't. But some people are a little bit more open-minded and realistic and intellectually honest than that. But they'll, obviously, most, Reform, Conservative, and Orthodox will say, if someone believes in Christianity, they're not part of the Jewish people. They lose their peoplehood as Jews, but they are obligated to repent and give up their idolatry or in their mind, or according to Lashitas Chem. Now, often we'll say, if there's a question between the Mumar L'Te'avon and the Mumar L'Hachis. We learned this Gemara in the Daf Yomi a few weeks ago. That if someone is a Mumar L'Hachis, if their opposition, if the reason why they don't keep religion, the Jewish religion, is because out of contempt for God and contempt for Judaism, so then they're really not part of our people. But if their motivation is out of desire and lust, then and lack of self-control, but they recognize that they should be doing something, they should live their lives better, it's a different story. And essentially the main issues that we have with groups like Reform are ideological and not practical. Really, I mean, people make the practical issues more important than the ideological issues, but really it's the ideological issues that are more central, and the practice is an expression of ideology. At least that's how I understand it. Other people disagree, but I'm just saying my view. But let's take a little bit a different direction. Excuse me. So when it comes to this question of what is Jerusalem the capital of the Jewish people, so in one video we explained that yeah, it was the ancient capital, but doesn't mean that it's currently our capital, because we are an exiled people and we are a religious group, and Jews are Americans and Germans and Brits and Australians and Israelis and whatever else country they live in as far as their nationality, and we are Jews as far as our religion. So that's one aspect, but then we'll talk about something else. So Rabbi Siegel said that Jerusalem is our holy city and not our political capital. Again, maybe in ancient times it was a political capital, but currently it's not. That's the point that he's making. And so all of these arguments about King David having as a political capital, all the arguments of the Sanhedrin was located in Jerusalem. Well, the Sanhedrin was located in other places as well. That's that's one argument that this video makes, is the Sanhedrin was in the temple in Jerusalem, but then the Sanhedrin left Jerusalem and went to other places, to Yavne and Usha and all these other cities where it left after it left Jerusalem. Does that mean that Jerusalem then at the time was not the capital? If having the Sanhedrin there is what made it the capital, and if the Sanhedrin left Jerusalem and went to Yavne and Usha and all these other places that it went to, does that then mean that Yavne was then the capital? Usha was then the capital? So then Jerusalem was not the eternal capital. If and David had Hebron as the capital before it had Jerusalem. So we see that Jerusalem is not currently the capital of the Jewish people, and it's not the eternal capital of the Jewish people. It's the eternal city, it's the eternal holy city, and even that can be debated and discussed. But essentially, from a halachic standpoint, once Jerusalem was established as the holy city, before that there were other places where the tabernacle was, and that's where the holy city was, and it was totally portable. And so too our religion is portable, because if our religion was totally dedicated to Jerusalem, we would have no religion today. That's why the Sadducees are gone, and the quote-unquote Pharisees, the rabbis, are still here. I have a call coming in, so I'll have to go. All right.